What up, weeches and beaches? Welcome back, or just welcome in general to my channel. So today we are doing a pick a card reading. This one I'm so fucking excited for. Honestly, I'm just gonna be excited for the majority of these readings coming up because I'm really finally diving into the shit that I love, holding space for badass people such as yourself and giving you some guidance and clarity, helping you kind of clear up the fog and connect to your spirit guides. So we're doing a pick a card today. We have malachite over here. This malachite I got in Colorado on a trip that was totally life-changing in a very shadowy way. And this is pile 1. Pile 2 is this petrified piece of wood that my best friend gave me that her little boy gave her. So that's pile number 2. And then pile number 3, we have this rose quartz heart that I was given. A group of my friends hosted a heart chakra healing class and they gifted those at the end. And so all of these are really special. So go ahead and pick whatever deck, whatever piece of decor is speaking to you. Go ahead and click whichever group that is in the timestamps on this video, and I'll see you there. Group 1, let's get into it, bitches. So first, let's see. Okay, let's see what they want you to know. I feel like you guys have been working like really hard on how I'm hearing it is self-betterment. So Durga is a deity and they're the goddess of inner strength and protection. Perhaps you feel anxious, sad, lost, or confused and could use a bit of strength to power you through this. Just remember that hardships are temporary and an opportunity to develop tenacity. The one thing you can instantly change are your present thoughts. The rest will shift after that. Shiva is also a deity, and fun fact, they're on page 123, if that means anything to you. I mean, it means something to me. It talks about progression, so I definitely see you guys being in this place, maybe currently sort of beating yourself up, feeling like, you know, you need to go further, or there's so much work ahead of you, or I just feel like maybe that's what's been inspiring you guys to really make some adjustments. And for those of you who felt guided to this deck, it also feels like you guys need to give yourself credit for how far you've come already, because it feels like you guys keep looking at what's left on the to-do list as opposed to looking at what you've already accomplished. And then Shiva is the god of destruction and rebirth. So they're like phoenix energy, babes. And I feel like that's what you guys are being called into right now, is like, hey, if you don't like how your life is right now, recognize that you have every ability to change that shit. If you want change, then change. You are truly on a yogic path. Shiva is referred to as Adiyogi, the first yogi ever. He attained enlightenment and abandoned himself in an ecstatic dance atop the Himalayas. Bro, I'm about to host the ecstatic movement portion of my full moon ceremony at the end of this month too. But ultimately, move your fucking body, bitch. Move that shit. Get into it. Shake off the cobwebs. If you've been feeling stagnant and the cold has been making you feel like you gotta go into fetal position, now is the time to start slowly exiting fetal position. Breathe, stretch, put on some bad bitchery music. My fave is Queen Herbie, as always, and live your fucking life. When his ecstasy went beyond movement, he became utterly still. People could not understand his switch between ecstatic movement and stillness and thought him mad. However, 7 students wanted to learn how he was moving past physical limitations. This is how we began teaching yoga. Shiva planted the seed of yoga into the human mind. Pulling Shiva represents moving past the limitations from your society, body, mind, or ego. It represents doing the inner work to evolve. And it is also a call to service to teach others your wisdom, so they too can become liberated. Orange soda, Deepak Chopra, Versace robe and my Gucci loafers. Sex on the sofa, that's my yoga. Till my last breath, no regrets, cause I do it like it's roulette. Roll it, burn it, lose it. Hit that black and red, keep spinning decks, I keep it moving. Put that shit behind me, keep my diamonds blinding. Gotta keep it suave like I'm Sade in the 90s. Woo! You guys gotta listen to that song, right? What else would you like them to know, Spirit, at this time? Group 1. Yep. Yeah, I was gonna say this feels like discipline, like you guys are being advised to, hold up. It wouldn't be me if I didn't have to rearrange all the cards, you know? Okay, but what I was gonna say is it feels like you guys are being called to recognize that putting in structure, whether that is a schedule or a yoga practice that you just kind of run every once in a while or whatever it is, like it feels like you guys are being called to recognize like putting that discipline in place is going to help you feel so much more grounded. Because right now it feels like this group has almost like this, the word I want to use is repelling. It's like you guys want to repel this structure because you want freedom, you want expansion, you want to express yourself, you want all of that. But what Spirit's trying to tell you, your guides are trying to communicate, like that only happens when you fully show up and you have clarity for yourself on what feels good, what doesn't, what you want to keep up in your life, what you want to implement in your life, what you want to let go of, all of that kind of shit. They're like, yeah, the 6 of Swords, they're like, you're being called to leave this chaos and go into a place that feels more expansive. But in order to do that, you need to address, you know, the ungrounded energy you've been experiencing by implementing structure, which will help create a grounded energy. Very Capricorn, very Capricorn. Ooh, yeah, and we have the Ace of Cups in reverse too. It just speaks like some of you, I feel, have been maybe feeling kind of petty, getting into arguments that you really didn't need to, getting frustrated about shit that you really didn't need to get frustrated about. And ultimately it feels like your guides are bringing to your awareness now that it has to do with like the things you're investing in and not investing in. And it feels like, essentially this is like, take care of your body, go ground yourself, go do things that feel good to your structure, to the tangible, physical, you know, emperor shit, that masculine energy. Okay, what's some guidance? Whoa, that flew out. Damn, remember who you are, return to your roots, baby. This is all about your root chakra. Spirit is telling you, pay attention to your root chakra. You want that stability, you want that foundation, you're gonna need to address that either blocked or overactive root chakra that you have going on for you. So I really advise you to kind of do a little bit of deep diving into what calls to you in regards to root chakra, whether that's just to study it and to learn about it or to implement practices, or maybe a yoga flow that is specific for the root chakra or a sound bath specific for the root chakra. Either way, it just feels like you need to remember who the fuck you are and really return to those roots so that you can stop being in this place that feels, how I'm hearing it is like static, you know? All right, so what is the energy Spirit's calling you to embody at this time? Whoa. Oh my God, how beautiful. Okay, cool. So this is accountability. This is also really close to the, like it's inspired by the Strength card in tarot. So this speaks to Leo energy and your confidence and your, like your sense of self and pride and all of that. And what I find interesting is when I was saying earlier that I'm gonna be guiding the ecstatic movement portion of my moon ceremony, it's the full moon in Leo. That full moon in Leo is really all about allowing yourself to check in. Like the full moon brings things to a head. Around the 25th of this month, you might be feeling really overwhelmed, possibly triggered. And that full moon in Leo is really calling you to kind of take a moment to check in and just be like, okay, am I coming from a place like from my true heart space, or am I coming from my pride, a wounded ego, a fear, a defensiveness? I don't know if you guys actually did something, or maybe this is just an internalized fear for you guys, but to me, this is kind of giving the energy of like, I don't want to be seen because I'll get in trouble for this, or I've gotten in trouble in the past for being seen, or it just feels deeply uncomfortable and unsafe to be seen or to show up as my true self. And so I'm so used to feeling unsafe that I just repeat that cycle. And Spirit is really saying like, it's safe for you to take accountability, to look at your shadow aspects, which by the way, now it all makes sense why you guys chose this deck or why you were called to this pile, because as I mentioned earlier, this malachite is a crystal that I got on a life-changing trip to Colorado that was very, very, very much life-changing because it had me face my shadow. It had me take accountability for how I acted growing up. So the trip that I took was to go visit family, and well, I mean, it was all of the family that that caused me to have the trauma that I had, you know, and being in that environment was very triggering, and my incredible husband was there, and it was triggering as fuck, and we got into arguments or whatever. But ultimately what it ended up doing was I was able to see a part of myself that I hadn't really consciously seen since I was, you know, in my 20s, and I'm about to be 35 in March. So like my 20s and younger, I didn't realize. And so that is a really uncomfortable thing to see about yourself, is like, oh shit, I've been acting in autopilot in this way, or I've been submissive in ways that I didn't want to be, or passive aggressive, or whatever the case is. Like I've been showing up in a way that doesn't feel authentic to who I truly am, and needing to take accountability for that so that you can make the proper adjustments. Like that's really what Spirit is bringing forth to you, is like you are in a place that, yeah, it's gonna feel deeply uncomfortable for you to really root into the truth of who you are, but it is ultimately for your growth. It is ultimately for you to develop strength so that you can feel like your roots are really reaching into the soil of who you are and who you have potential to be and who you have always been and all of that. But it definitely does require that uncomfortability of taking accountability for some shit that maybe doesn't feel so great to take accountability for. So, oh my God, wow. And now I'm feeling called to this deck, which is actually the deck that I got on that trip too. So let's get some advice from the ancestors here. Let's see what your ancestral guides want you to know, give you some advice to sort through these emotions in this message. Whoa, Jesus. Wow, that like, that's funny. These cards like almost smacked me in the face. And then the card Be Thankful comes out, and Laugh and Have Fun. Wow. The Nature Spirit. Whoa, I don't think I've seen that card before. Oh my goodness. Be Thankful, Gratitude, Appreciation, Harmony. Laugh and Have Fun, Smile, Positive Energy, Joyfulness, and Nature Spirits. Yeah, and when they were talking about Shiva being the first yogi, you know, that had enlightenment, that stemmed from ecstatic movement and just letting yourself be celebratory, because play is a form of prayer. So when you are playing and laughing, it is this energy of gratitude. Whatever it is that you're wanting to shift or transmute in your life, whether that's feeling stagnant in one area of your life or a relationship or just overall whatever, shake up the energy and ground. As wild as it sounds, you are being called to connect with the nature spirits and elves in your area. Whoa. Respect the wilderness as a home for beings seen and unseen. All right, this feels appropriate. We're gonna pull our last card from the magical messages from the fairies. What do you want in group number 1 to know? Whoa. Practice, practice, practice. Dude, honestly, with whatever schedule you're gonna be implementing, whatever like health practices you'll be implementing, let yourself be like in the practice of it. Be present in the daily practice of it rather than feeling like, oh, I gotta do this for a month or whatever the fuck. Just like give yourself, just for today, we're gonna practice this and know that it's not gonna be perfect right off the bat and you're not gonna have results instantly, okay? With daily practice, you can polish your skills and talents and increase your confidence. Dude, and then that whole Leo energy that was coming up. Yeah, come on. You've got the power. Use your abilities to resolve this situation. You can do it. Dude, your guides are being incredibly clear with you, group 1. This is about going into nature so you can feel grounded enough to keep implementing these practices, put in a schedule, let yourself feel safe if you've been freaking out about money or stability or whatever the case is. Group 1, all you need to know is like you have the ability to completely shift this energy and this is how you do it. Address that root chakra, my love. Please let me know how that resonated for you, group 1. I appreciate you guys so much. Let me know in the comments what came up for you and I'll see you on the next one. Bye. What up, group 2? Watcha. All right. Maybe you guys are like the weirdos of the group. Hello, fellow weirdo, if that's the case. So you picked pile 2 or group 2, and this is a piece of petrified wood. We're gonna zoom in a little bit on this one because I want you to see. Yeah, look at this. It's a piece of petrified wood, but it looks like a piece of steak. So group 2, y'all hungry? Is that what this is? Okay, anyways. You're like, no, I just need a snack. Okay. All right, group 2, let's see what is going on for y'all. Wow. Right off the bat. Interesting. Oh, This is given Gemini energy. We have speak up, action, and stillness. Y'all, it feels like you are the classic overthinkers, and maybe that's why you are kind of like this little weirdo group that likes to be expressive and just fucking weird, probably say weird words, express yourself in a quirky way. Like when you let your true self shine, when you feel fully comfortable, people are like, what the fuck is this one on? Like, they're kind of nuts. And you're like, yeah, like I very much get that energy from you. So this right here kind of feels like you guys need to have, it just feels very scattered. I don't know if you guys are struggling with an issue right now, and that is why you are kind of coming at it in all different angles. I could do it this way, I could do it that way. I don't need to leave it, It just feels like you guys are trying to problem solve, but you're giving every possible scenario a thought. This is like Gemini and Libra trying to come to a conclusion kind of vibe, you know? And the vibe that I'm getting right off the bat is to honor that shit. It's just to recognize and to not fault yourself for all of the multifaceted energies that exist within you. My advice here though is to get to the root of why. Why do I want to do these things? Why do I want to not address this issue and just be in stillness? Or why do I want to attack this issue and make sure it's taken care of and take action on it? To me, this group really just feels like they need to get solid with their why. And then also underneath here, we have breathe. Inhale, exhale, create space within. So yeah, group 2, y'all got this crazy all over the place energy, and I'm not mad at it. However, it just feels like it needs cohesion to some degree, okay? So what's the guidance, advice, whatever it is, spirit, that you're wanting to bring forward to them at this time? Yeah, meditate and contemplate. So you have breathe as well with that too. So just echoing the stillness, meditate and contemplate, whatever it is that you're trying to sort through, whether it just feels like you guys need to talk to somebody about something, like set a boundary or tell them what's really on your mind or whatever it is. They're just giving you a moment to be like, hey, let's meditate and contemplate on this. Let's take a moment to really sit with this and look at why are we wanting to do this. Let's get clear on our communication, get clear on our direction, get clear on our goal. You may have experienced in the past people questioning you directly, like, well, when did that happen? What day? Da, 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 da. And so it kind of triggers you into not feeling super solid in your stance, in your opinion, in your feelings. And group 2, your guides are telling you that all you need to do is get centered into your own energy and stay in that, close out the noise around you. Go be in nature. That definitely helps if you're able to do that. I know, depending on the weather and all that stuff. Either way, just like connect to earth energy. Bring plants inside if you can to help you feel more solid in your stance. Like that's how it's coming through, is just your stance. But for right now, they're encouraging you to kind of take your time, allow yourself to heal that part of you that feels triggered, like you need to have everything perfect before. It doesn't have to be so black and white is how I'm hearing it. You don't have to be completely scattered. You don't have to be completely structured. It just feels like you need to find your truth and find your strength so that you don't try to put yourself in a fucking box. You were never meant to be put in a box, group 2. Y'all felt colorful and expressive right out of the gate. And that's a beautiful thing. This world fucking needs that. But that also means that there are, how I'm hearing it, is challengers at bay. And it feels like you guys have a sense of that. And that's why you kind of just either go into this loud, crazy, expressive, or the complete opposite of just shut down, keep to myself, lock it up, that kind of stuff. They're like, no, you don't have to be in those extremes. You can find this balance and speak whatever it is, speak on whatever it is you need to speak on. Okay, group 2, let's see what else is coming out for you. What else would you like them to know? What's coming through with this issue? Page of Wands in reverse. It also feels like you guys are scared to start something. If this is like going back to school, going back to work, starting a new passion project, whatever it is, it just feels like Spirit wants you to be like fucking like aware of yourself. They want you to just go in on the thing that's been calling to you. Like this is giving the vibes of feeling like you want to go and completely change your life. Hey, I want to go to art school in Europe. But that also means that I'm going to have to leave this person behind, and that's going to be a scary conversation to have, and I don't want to do it because they'll think I'm not being responsible, or they'll think that I'm stupid, or that, you know, whatever it is, that I'll regret my decisions. And so I just kind of freeze in this and just go into kind of a weird place. Like that's what this is giving. And Spirit is like, no more of that. No more of that. Yeah, this is a heart healing happening here, bitch. Wake up to it. Get wise. 5 of Wands in reverse and the 4 of Swords, babes. This is the meditation card. They are calling you straight up. They're being very clear. Meditate. Like, do you see this similar energy coming up for you? Stillness, breathe, a time for healing, 4 of Swords, meditation card. All of this is just saying, like, to address this chaos, to address this stress that you've been feeling, the overthinking, the feeling like you are just getting angry, or like you can't really get a clear outlet for your creative source, or like, I want to be creative, but I don't have an outlet for it. Like all of that shit, meditate and contemplate. Forgot about that shit too. Yeah. They're like, dude, just give yourself a moment to be in meditation. And meditation can look different for a lot of people. If you've seen the movie Soul, go check that out, because that is a beautiful interpretation of what it is to be in flow and to be in meditation. Meditation is whatever it is that gets you into a flow. That could be playing a piano, that could be singing, that could be painting, it could be going for a run. Driving and listening to music is a good one for me too. Like whatever it is, it just gets you into the zone and gets you into a moment. Even going in the shower, taking a bath, like those moments where you are just in your thoughts, be intentional with them. And on Netflix too, there's this whole series on meditation, and it's really a beautiful way of them like explaining what meditation looks like. And one of the examples that they give is, imagine that you are just watching cars drive by on a highway. Every once in a while, your eyes will get caught on a car and you'll follow it along until it goes out of sight, and then you just disconnect from that car and you go on to watching the collective highway of all the cars going by. And again, every once in a while, your eyes will get caught on one car, and again, that car will go out of sight. The cars are your thoughts. You are just observing them going by, and every once in a while, you might get caught on one of those thoughts, and then you can recognize that it's kind of going out far in the distance, and then you just let go of it. You're like, no, I'm just gonna let that one go, and we'll just kind of, lost myself in that. So let's go back to the thoughts that are in front of me and just be in that. So really, really throwing yourself into that whole practice is gonna be super beneficial for you, okay, my love? I'm actually gonna get a song for you guys. Yeah, I feel like my readings are gonna be kind of spontaneous in the sense that sometimes you guys will get a song and sometimes you won't. Like, for example, group 1, I didn't pick a song for them. I channeled a song, but I didn't pick one at random. But I'm gonna do that for you guys. So this is my Goddess Vibes playlist. It's linked in the description of this video, so you can go check them all out, but let's just see what shows up for you guys. New Beginnings by Moonlight Scorpio. Bro, this is such a good song because it's talking about, oh, by the way, new moon, it's 111 today. I didn't even realize that, but there's a new moon in Capricorn today. And this is New Beginnings, and it's clearing out space and being in your own energy and being centered in that whole thing. So yeah, that definitely tracks for you guys. All right, my loves, let me know how that resonated for you and what came up for you in the comments of this video. And I'll see you on the next one. Remember, until next time, if they ain't paying your bills, pay them no mind. Check you later. Bye. What up, witches and beaches of pile/group number 3? If you picked the rose quartz hearts, bruh, you are in need of some self-love. This deck right here that you felt called to is the Sacred Self-Care deck. And also rose quartz, hello, this is all about self-love. So let's see what's coming up. What do your guides need you to know at this time? Group 3. This is self-care, obviously. I just told you what this deck was, but right off the bat, obviously y'all need some self-love. This is like the mom that puts themselves last on the to-do list and always ends up with the cold meal because everyone else needs to eat. Ugh. Okay, health checkup and connect with crystals. And we were just talking about rose quartz. So obviously rose quartz is gonna be a big one for you. And then we have, hold on, let me scooch these over. Be still as the underlying energy here. It feels like, honestly, all 3 of these groups have had this running theme of different forms of grounding. And it makes a lot of sense. Today is 111. It's literally the new moon in Capricorn. And so when the sun and the moon are in the same sign, it's kind of like the energy is getting on the same page. And with Capricorn, it's that Saturn energy of discipline and getting shit done. And so for you, what's coming through is this energy of needing to take care of your physical body. It's like, all right, you've been out there doing the most, taking care of everyone else and building your dreams too, but at the same time, it feels like, again, this is giving like energy of the mother who gives so much of themselves to everyone else that they get left with crumbs at the end of the day. And Spirit's really saying like you're doing it backwards. Now is the time to fully get clear on, okay, what does my health look like? What does my body need? My fucking meat sack needs greens and leafy greens and the farmer's market and the sun and all of that shit. And so it may be scary to, you know, go to the doctors, but ultimately it gives you perspective that you didn't have before. And when you have the information that you finally do, and when it says health checkup, this could be like if you have a holistic doctor that you like to go to or whatever it is, it just feels like you need to check in with your body and see what your body needs. Maybe look into some vitamins or supplements or something like that that could be supportive for you. But either way, this is checking in with your physical body. Also having the support of crystals, of these physical, tangible items as well. And then be still. No more running around. No more making lunch for somebody else or doing something for somebody else. That means you're gonna have to love yourself enough to say no, to tell people, no, I can't make myself accessible for that. Or, hey, can you do this instead of me? If you have a partner and you are a parent, you know, just communicate to them where you need support and where you would like to check the fuck out. Like, you know what? Literally sometimes when I'm in this energy, I will go into the bedroom and shut the door, and then I'll text my husband, I'm gonna be in the room for the next half hour. You cool with that? Like, but then again, like human design, I'm a manifester, and so I don't really ask for permission. I just tell people, which that's my own shit I gotta work through. But here it's just telling you like, dude, set whatever into motion that you need to, okay? For you to be able to have this alone time to really take care of these matters for yourself. So what else, Spirit, are you wanting to bring to the awareness of group 3? The World in reverse and the 9 of Wands in reverse. Also, if you have been feeling fucking stagnant in your life, like every day feels like Groundhog's Day and there's a new challenge every other fucking day, like if you keep finding yourself in these situations where maybe you're being a little pessimistic about life, or you're being a little bit like, ugh, everyone else can have it and I'll support them through it, but for me, oh geez, that's gonna take so much work, and no, this is where my limitations are and all this kind of stuff. They're like, stop it, because stop, get help. Honestly, stop, get help. So the 6 of Pentacles as the underlying energy tells me that Spirit is wanting you to know that you're about to have a come up. Like you really are going to receive the support, the charity, the maybe even financial support that you've been looking for. We have tax season coming up, so you might even get paid in that regard too. But ultimately, Spirit is really just saying this whole stagnant energy that you feel like you've been pushing against, you need to get in the fucking driver's seat. It feels like you have sat in the mud for so long, you gave up, and now they're trying to tell you, yo, the dirt is actually, like the mud is now dirt. It's drying. And if you would get to a place where you can see that with, you know, checking in on yourself, you'd see that you're in a different position. You can calm down and then start the fucking car, spin those wheels and get out of the pit. Bruh, exactly. With the Emperor, it's that stability, that foundation, that structure that comes from implementing these new boundaries that you need and also checking in with yourself. Okay, what else would you like to bring up for group 3? Ugh, Buddha in reverse. Buddha in reverse, not the Buddha. We live in a glitzy world where it's easy to become caught up in things possessions, appearances, money, relationships. While these things are not inherently bad, as nothing is, they often inhibit us from remembering who we are without these things. Find a tree and spend some time meditating beneath its earthly wisdom. Let her branches speak to you the truth that your mind is overlooking. Envision what your life would be without these things, and let go of those that are holding you back. All is temporary except your soul. This one is connected to the 8 stages of yoga, and it's about control of senses. So when it's in reverse, this is the time to retreat and draw back into yourself, letting go of any crutches you've used in the past to make you feel good, like chocolate, coffee, social media, or TV shows. Pratyahara translates as to withdraw oneself from that which nourishes the senses. Through releasing attachment to sensorial distractions, we move closer to self-realization and eventually inner peace. What have you been holding on to distract yourself? Perhaps it's food or material possessions, or surrounding yourself with people. Let go of all of that so you can realize all that you are. Period. Baby. Group 3. Y'all are ready to be seen by yourself first and foremost. And it feels like you've seen yourself as a helper for far too long, and you need to start seeing yourself as the main character. But you have to do that by first slowing down and going within so you can care for yourself. You can see how worthy you are, that like you're a bad fucking bitch. All of this shit that you did might have started off as a necessity, like, hey, I needed to no longer spoil myself in such and such way because now I have kids and they come first, or whatever the case is for you. But right now they're saying, they're giving you permission to just be like, yo, assess the situation so that you can recognize you don't have to keep giving so much. The kids are growing up. You have support. You have all of these opportunities to receive the support that you deserve. But if you keep pushing it away and then masking it by distracting yourself with food and TV shows and being of service even more in your life, then it's only getting you further away from yourself, not closer. Further away from your peace, not closer. So give yourself a moment to just reflect on those things and love on yourself and give some care to yourself, to tune in and see what's going on with your physical body, and just check in on how you're fucking doing for real, and to make the appropriate adjustments, especially if you're the kind of person that has people around them being like, hey, how can I help you? Do you need me to watch the kids? Can I bring you dinner? Whatever the fucking case is, accept help, accept it. It's there because you've been asking God, source, the universe, whatever. You've been like, please, dude, like, okay, I just need it to be easier. And then somebody shows up like, hey, I was making dinner and I have extra. Can I bring some over? And you're like, no, that's too much. No, thank you. That was God trying to hook you up. You just asked for the hookup and then you're like, no, come on, bitch. Like, anyways, group 3, I love you. You need to love you though. Like for real, give some love to yourself. The way that you give love to everyone else, it's your turn now, honey. It's your turn. Okay, babes. That's what I'm seeing for you, group 3. Please let me know how that resonated for you. Let me know what came up for you in the comments. And I'll see you on the next one, witches and beaches. Remember, until next time, if they ain't paying your bills, pay them no mind. Check you later.